Love these two sets of cedars. One set, wait for it, two sets, because every time I go through here, I actually think I'm in another universe. Hello and welcome to Back 40 Bushcraft. It's Petey and I here. Hey Petey? Didn't want to give you too much information on, I'm in the mountains of Blewett, just outside of Nelson, British Columbia. I can't tell you too much information because it's my secret bush camp location. Yeah, nobody knows about it. We're here to talk about the top-down fire. What is a top-down fire? Are you curious? You probably already Googled it, but my explanation will be way better, I promise. Here's a little inexpensive tip if you like wool gloves. I buy the ones that have the polyester in it and a bit of a size smaller, and then I just cut the polyester bits out, and then I've got some nice quality all wool gloves. I might have more hot tips for you. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about all this today, but in order for me to do a top-down fire, we're kind of looking at level here, and the bush camp is like down there. So to quote my grade 8 metals teacher, work smarter, not harder. So I need to bring some wood down there. So I think I'll start by just cutting this one. Poor Petey. Petey, look at the balls. Hey? Oh my gosh. We're gonna sit down and see if we can get those off. Hey, Petey? There you go, Petey. Come on. There you go. See? Woohoo! As you can see, this is from a dry piece that I already had here. Now, pretty distinct that this outer portion is going to be wet, but you see the core is still the same dryness as this round here. So, doesn't necessarily matter if you're using a wetter wood in this kind of fire, because it'll eventually get hot enough that it'll burn. So what do we got going on here? A top-down fire. also known as a upside down fire, is just a different way of starting fires than what we're used to doing. What we're used to doing is getting some nice little sticks like this, and then we put a little piece of birch bark down as a little base and scratch it up, or add some fat wood, or some people use cotton balls and Vaseline, those kind of things, and then they put this on, and then you just slowly start building your cabin, or teepee style, or lawless style. You know those people, those lawless fire people, they just kick things around. The problem with that style of fire in the winter is you've got frozen ground, and that's going to make things more of a challenge to get that fire to build. Now, a top-down fire, upside down fire, is in fact the opposite. So we take 3 rounds like this, sits in there nice, like that. I don't even worry about much of the snow on there or anything, because it won't matter. So what I'm gonna do this fine day is I will just split these, probably 1.5 of them, and I'll put them down crossways, and then I'm gonna I have a number of different size sticks that are gonna go the other way as well. Blah, blah, blah. That's what we call the top-down fire. I'm gonna tell you the reasons why, but I feel like I need to get that started. Oh, I just spent a few minutes with Petey. Poor guy, poor dog. He's just got like a million of these snowballs, and like I had to use my knife to cut them off. Poor dog. Look at a little bit of fur left behind. Sorry, Petey. Once you start getting into your finer pieces, if the ground is wet, do what you can just to keep them off the ground when you're processing, and that way won't let any kind of moisture get on it whatsoever. Anything to just help ensure that it stays as dry as you possibly can. I'm not sure how that looks, but I don't have my glasses on, so I think it's gonna taste good anyways. Well, the top-down fire. Now, where do we use these? You know, this is great weather for this when it's harder to find dry material, that kind of thing. But a place that we often really excel at these kind of fires is when we're on canoe trips or when we're anywhere on a beach where there's driftwood, those kind of things, where there's just weird kind of sizes and this and that. You just put them all down and you stack them up and get your fire going on top. I mean, you got to keep feeding it, but once it starts to go, then they'll go for a long time. You can wake up in the morning, there's still coals in there. These are not the kind of fires you typically want to do in the summer when it's dry. I like these because they will also smolder. That's just such a win, especially when I'm out in the wilderness alone doing overnights and those kind of things. If I can just get a nice long smolder, I know those are just the kind of things that keep the critters away. So that's always a goal, to just let everything that's out there know you're around. You know, just saying hi. It's a beautiful day up here. Poor Petey, he's a bit cold. He's not running around enough. So this is the thing. Every time I use my little Toaks titanium stove, that's a top-down fire. It can be all different sizes. I really like using them when I know I'm going to be there for a day. That's an all-day fire, not just going to roast some hot dogs. You know, one thing to add is to always ensure that you're consulting your local fire conservation office, adhering to, you know, sort of where you're at with your fire ratings. I get it. It's tough when the fire ban is on, but you know, it's bigger than us. So yeah, just look. Woodpeckers. All things considered, I think this is a pretty successful example of a top-down fire. Now, I'm not here all day. I have to get back to town, so I thought we could maybe just disassemble it and see if it's doing what it was supposed to do. Look at that, burning nicely into that one. Oh yeah, nicely there too. Not sure if it reached the big logs yet. Oh yeah, it was starting. Yeah. So you can see how it works. Just look at it. I have such an eloquent way about me today, I realize. Anyways, Petey and I gotta hit the trail. Petey's shivering. Been shivering the whole time. So have I. That's kind of another reason why I'm ready to take off. So I appreciate you coming along. Wait a minute. You know, if you liked the video, could you hit the like button, subscribe, share, comment? This is the outdoor version of the top-down fire. Let me know your thoughts. Hope to see you again soon. Take care. Yeah, bye. Okay, let's go, Petey. Come here. Get out of the fire, Petey.